of Religious Education, Mrs. Carmen Bowers, Head Inspector of Education, Ms. Grace Linger, members of the Catholic School Board, staff and colleague principals of Foundation Catholic Education, staff of St. Dominic High School, and our keynote speaker this evening, Mr. Marvio Cooks. Members of the St. Dominic High PTA, and most welcome to our parents and guardians this evening. We are here this evening to celebrate the students' time at high school under the theme, Work Hard in Silence, Let Your Success Be Your Noise, by Frank Ocean. As these young men and women continue their lifelong learning on St. Martin or abroad, we as a school community can be at peace, knowing that we have done our best to have prepared them for any challenge after St. Dominic High School. We continue to instill in our students, always work hard for what you want, to respect yourself and others, to plan accordingly, and to exercise patience. As a result, all graduates were committed to accomplish their high school diploma and dedicated for ultimate success, which now resonates in the smiles and proud feelings that you, the parents, family, and friends, are celebrating this evening. Many times, the students may have felt that they were in a dark tunnel with no end, but tonight, we are celebrating the students' bright light after that dark tunnel. Believe in doing the right actions toward your goals. The more you do, the more chances you will have to success. My words to the students this evening, let us together continue to encourage them that their success in life is for self. And the silence of their humble hearts, we will be proud of them because their actions will be the resounding sound of success. The more you work in silence and do good around you, the more successful you will become. The less you compare yourself with others and just keep working and focus on your personal goals, the more successful you will become. The more you help others to get what they want, the more successful you will become. When you focus on what you need and what you need to do, regardless of the fast result or not, your actions sooner or later will succeed. Believe that your actions will make a difference in people's lives, whether they are noticeable right now or in a few years. It doesn't matter because they are noticeable to the ones that are helping right now. For all parents, family members, and teachers that were involved in the students' educational path through high school, they know the hard work and commitment that it took to reach this final celebration. So collectively, we all should be proud of our accomplishments. Focus on always getting better in what you do. Be humble in your actions. And last but not least, always glorify God when you finally attain success.
There will be a lot of responsibilities that you already have assumed or that you are going to assume in your life. Much will be expected from you. But as we grow in understanding what the world expects from us, as we grow in our understanding what others expect from us, we as well need to remember about our spiritual formation, that we remain connected with God, that we don't just put God aside as we get busy in getting our education, that we get busy in getting our lives straightened, that we still in our lives have place for God. And make God important part of who we want to be and in the directions and decisions that we make in our lives. So my friends, I think we as well realize that the older we get, the more will be left up to us in terms of the decisions making. When we are children, others make decisions for us. When we go to the high school, still others make decisions for us. But when we leave the high school, when we travel abroad, when we begin the tertiary education level in our lives, when our parents are not around us, when there is no family support, then these decisions are up to us. We are making these decisions. We need to assume these responsibilities and make the right decisions in our lives. So I'm going to, in the context of the gospel that we just heard about being the salt and the light, I would like to speak shortly about three important responsibilities or three important tasks that I want you to remember as you climb that ladder of your success in life. I think the first one, and for me is the most important one in life as we journey in our lives on that trend to be successful and achieve much in our life, is that we don't forget to pray. Prayer. We call it prayer. We might call it in different ways. Depends on our religion. It can be reflection. It can be meditation. It may be talking to the Supreme Being. Or we can find many ways that we can call what prayer is. But prayer is important. It is important that we continue to remember that as we make our decisions in our lives, as we assume new responsibilities, that we pray, that we stay connected with God, in touch with God, in that voice within us telling us what is right, what is important.
Good. And on an evening like this, the first thing I need to do is give a word of congratulations and thank you to, first of all, the parents who have entrusted their children to us, their young adults to us, and who have also been giving that little push when needed and giving the cooperation to the school. Congratulations and also thank you. To the teachers who have been guiding and also putting these students to work, giving them also to that little push when that they needed to bring up those grades and get the job done. Congratulations to both of you. It is a very, very special night also. As I said, sometimes it's in such a short time to say certain things, to say some encouraging words can be sometimes very difficult. And I was running away a little bit from presentation because I am one of those that I want to take the eyes of the young people out of a computer, out of a telephone, and so that they can see people eye to eye. So I was suddenly blessed that at a given moment I saw an interview on television. And I want to share that little interview with you because I think it expresses everything. And it's about this young person that went through high school, hardworking, dedicated, focused. He wanted his diploma. Okay? And again, this is a true story, or like what they say where my roots come from. This is a true story. Okay? And this young lad was very, very focused, very concentrated. He knew what he wanted. He graduated with honors. He graduated with honors from high school, got into college immediately. He knew what he wanted in life. And right after college, he got a job. And his ideas, they executed them. And his first paycheck, he ran home with that paycheck and he showed his mom. And he said, "Mother, look." And there were a couple of zeros on it here. And the mother took the check, doubled it up, and said, "Very good, son. what? And put the rested check on the table. And then told the son, and now what? She was extremely proud of the dedication he put in his studies. She was very, very proud of how motivated he was during high school, during college and everything. But she wanted to make sure that as a human being, that as a person in the community and in the society, he was also just as good. And she told him, remember a couple of things. You work hard, which is good. You remain focused, which is good. But do give respect if you want to be respected. And more importantly, respect yourself. Share, be humble, share your knowledge. Be a role model to others. Okay? And I want you to be the role model for those that are coming up. And the other thing is that paycheck may do certain things, but be the best person that you can be. Graduates, a very short story, but I think very, very profound. I hope that after all of this partying tonight, you do spend some time thinking a little bit on my little story. I want to wish you much success. The sky is the limit. And please, do your best. And remember, St. Martin needs you.
Last evening, I was also at a graduation. There are only 2 schools on St. Martin that students finish their exams in June and wait months to actually hold that coveted prize in their hands. The good thing about it, though, is that when others graduate right after they finish, they get all the nice stories, and it's like, whatever, that's somewhere down the line. But actually, some of you have already embarked on fulfilling your dreams. So you are, I think, probably even more qualified to come up here and say a thing or two about what it's been like so far. Right or wrong? Yeah? Reality set in already? To the graduating class 2016 of the St. Dominic High School, I would like to say a warm congratulations to you. This milestone in your life is a huge one. You might not think so, but every small prize, every small win is a step towards where you want to be going, is a step towards the dream, the goal that you have for your life. I want you to take a moment. I listened to a wonderful, innovative stir, very innovative. I was like, should have gone before her. And then Mr. Hawley, Dr. Hawley, with his wonderful telling ways. And I said, I wonder if these young men and women realize how privileged they are. How privileged you are to actually experience graduation. Just recently, we celebrated the rights of the child, and in doing so, the French school that was putting on a presentation, an elementary school, showed a collage of children who don't have the rights and privileges that we do right here on St. Martin. As much as I find we've become the best complainers in the world, thanks to Facebook, giving everyone that voice. No, not us. No, it's a good thing, but we don't stop sometimes to be grateful and to be thankful. And those young children reminded me that there are children today who are going through wars. There are children still today who don't have enough to eat, who don't have a classroom, who don't have teachers, who wish that they could go to school. So you are privileged, and I hope that you sit back and appreciate that at some point. I would like to ask of this class of 2016 to never stop striving for excellence. Never stop striving for greatness. Every single one of you has proven and has the potential to go beyond even your own expectations and the expectations of others that you may have not yet impressed, but you still have it in you. We, your parents, the teachers, management, staff, school board, director, St. Martin, I am rooting for you. As your theme says, work hard in silence, let success be your noise. Work hard in silence, let success be your noise. For me, that means you have to know how to remain humble even when you are the greatest. You have to know how to continue working along even though it might be difficult, even though you might not be in the best circumstance. Just today I was talking to someone who has gone away, come back, and is actually working in a minister's cabinet, her actual first job. And she's thinking, and not thinking, but actually wanting to experience other things. Happy for the experience, but move on. Because she wants to continue to grow. She can continue working for a minister, but she hasn't experienced the other side. And some might think, but you're going down. No. Experience, each experience teaches us something we need for life. Yesterday evening, when I looked out at the sea of faces, a story came to mind. I'm a teacher after all. And as a teacher, when I worked, we were also giving parents active parenting classes. One of the stories within that session stayed with me all this time. A simple story of a butterfly. Now when we talk about the cycle of life, most students learn about butterflies. But I have never heard this, not even in my lessons about the circle of life. And this old man, this grandfather, was walking with his 5-year-old grandson, and they saw a cocoon on the ground. And in that cocoon, they could see a little piece of the butterfly wing sticking out. And so with the effort, the cocoon was moving back and forth on the ground. And the little boy picked it up. He picked it up, and before his grandfather could stop him, he took a stick and he broke the cocoon open. When he did that, he was excited because he knows what comes out of a cocoon. But guess what happened? The poor little butterfly flipped and flopped a few more times and went still. The little boy began to cry, and he did not understand what had happened, but he knew that what he did had caused it. And his grandfather explained to him, sometimes when you think you're helping someone who's going through a struggle, you're actually hurting them. Because that struggle that the butterfly has to go through in the cocoon is what actually strengthens its wings so that it can fly. So by him opening this cocoon, he had deprived the butterfly of the necessary exercise it needed to be able to soar and be beautiful and be appreciated. And so some of you might have had parents that have broken that cocoon for you throughout your elementary life and your secondary school life. Any of you dare to raise your hand? My mom and dad did everything for me. Parents, you could raise your hand too, eh? Because this story used to be for the parents. But I'm going to tell you something. I had a mother that said to me, what don't kill you only makes you stronger. Only makes you stronger. And I didn't have it easy, and she didn't have it easy. And even though I'm sure my children have it a little easier than I did, I allow them to struggle. I allow them to struggle because they need to be strong to be able to stand on their own 2 feet at some point. And so parents, I'm hoping that if you haven't done so yet, you will hear this story as well, and allow your children the time to struggle so that they can become strong and fly away from you. Because if you've done it good, they always fly back. And if they don't fly back physically, every lesson that you have taught them stays right here and stays in their hearts. And even when they least expect it, your voice is in their ear. My mom is gone now 4 years, and I still hear her. Get up out of that bed. Get up. Do what you have to do. Yes, it's stressful. In the end, you'll be happy. And yes, I must say, when you go through struggles to do something, when you succeed in the end, nobody has to give you an applause. Nobody has to say thank you. Inside, you have to be silent, but knowing that you have achieved that goal. And as you continue on the road towards that goal, don't only look at the end prize. Enjoy every step of the way. Every fall, every pickup, every spin around. Yeah, sometimes you get a little lost. Every little moment that you experience, because it is helping you to grow.
All right, I'll be lying if I don't say that I am nervous and that I am very surprised and humbled to be here tonight. To be back in St. Dominic High, where once this was all containers and bush back in the day, and to see how far this school has come is amazing. So, good night to everyone. Good night to our Honorable Minister of Education, Culture, Youth, and Sports. Good night to the directors, teachers, parents, and ultimately, good night to you, the graduates. Tonight is your night. And of course, maybe for the parents too, because to them, it's their night too. I'm really humbled to be here. Like I said, it's a place where I was too. Several years ago, I remember being in that seat. Not exactly in this building because it didn't exist, but I remember being in that gown, sitting down, excited, hopeful, and slightly nervous about the future. Like me, you graduated from St. Dominic High, a school that has prepared you for the future. When I graduated from St. Dominic High, I went on to study in Tallahassee, Florida, in Florida A&M University, with a major of computer sciences. While I was there, I founded a gaming organization that became part of Tallahassee's Technologies Alliance. I also co-founded another gaming organization within the school that today is recognized by the Game Developers Association. I was part of student government. I played basketball. I became #1 in the world in a video game. I did several things on top of earning my degree in computer science with a minor in business. I say all of that not to impress you, but to let you know that while I was doing all of that, many people didn't know. After I left here, a lot of people didn't even remember me because it was like, hey, that guy who played basketball is gone. Where is he? Doesn't matter. But tonight I stand here honored, shaking, to say, hey, just because you've made a decision today, tonight you might think, tomorrow I am going to go, and I am going to go to this school, and I am going to become this. Know that in life there are many paths. And sometimes the path you think that you're going to be on isn't the one you're going to end up on. But regardless of whatever path it is that you end up on, make sure that you do what it takes and that you are prepared to do what it takes to get and be the best that you are on that path. Like I said, I graduated from St. Dominic High, and I learned a lot of lessons here. Those lessons are the foundation that I used when I was moving forward in life. I stood and built upon them. Lessons such as being respectful, having a good work ethic, being punctual, and overall, being prepared. Work hard in silence. Let your success be your noise. You might not know it, or you might not have realized it, but you've been living up to your night's theme all this time. All of you have been working quietly, taking quiet steps, such as submitting homework, passing tests, projects, listening to your teachers, and making sure that you're punctual. All of these things might not have been met with praise and recognition when you succeeded in doing them. But know tonight that those steps are the milestones that pave the way to the moment that you are at right now. Tonight is for you. This is your moment. And we all are here to cheer you on. Everybody here is here to applaud you and congratulate you in what you have been able to succeed in. But no cheer or applause can drown out the noise that you are making right now. Because our noise will only be heard in this valley and to anyone else who is within earshot. But your noise, the noise that you are making tonight, by achieving this goal, will ring in the ears of time forever. Congratulations, class of 2016. You have succeeded, and you are now a living example to all of those that will come after you. No one would have predicted that today Marvio Cooks, a person who used to fall asleep in class, would have came back to St. Martin's and become an ICT coordinator within the Ministry of Education, been part of projects that are helping within education. I myself was like, I'd never work for school. I didn't like school. Today. So, make sure that in everything that you do, that you have respect for others, and like the presentations before have said, no matter how much money you make, no matter how good you are at something, remember that no one gets there by themselves. You never know who you will need later on in life. So while you're going, make sure that you bring up as many people with you instead of trampling on them.